adjourn the close the meeting from the public hearing at 5:40.
Motion.
Second.
All those in favor?
Aye.
Ayes have it.
All right.
As of now, it's just and it's 6.
6 o'clock by my watch.
All right, call to order the regular board meeting at 6 PM, June 13th, 2022. Can I get a roll call?
Yes, Mr. Sterling?
Here.
Mr. Thompson?
Here.
Mrs. Brogan?
Here.
Mrs. Ranieri?
Here.
Mr. Smith? Jill Brogan?
Here.
Mrs. Neese? Here.
Chris Arduino, recording secretary.
Terrell Yarborough, Superintendent.
Shelley Wagner, Human Resources. Michelle Erb, Curriculum and Instruction.
Josh Rand, Business and Operations.
Okay, like to stand. Scott, are you gonna be doing the pledge?
Sure.
All right, we'll take it from you, sir.
Sounds good.
Pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Not quite loud enough there.
Just leave.
Okay,
Bring in some kids.
there are no changes to the agenda. There are no addendums.
There is no.
There is an addendum, but it's on it. I would like to start this meeting off with a moment of silence for fallen Marine Harlem alumni. He was class of 2019. As Corporal Nathan Carlson was killed in the line of duty. If we could get a moment of silence, please. Thank you.
Just take motion agenda.
Yeah, if we're gonna do a motion to approve the agenda.
Motion.
Second.
Mr. Thompson?
Aye.
Mrs. Brogan?
Aye.
Mrs. Ranieri?
Aye.
Mr. Smith? Jill Brogan?
Aye.
Mrs. Neese? Aye. Mr. Sterling?
Aye.
And first off, thank you for doing the moment of silence. Nathan was an awesome young man. We're gonna miss him terribly. The mission of the Harlem Consolidated School District as a vital part of the community is to help diverse learners realize their unlimited potential by providing an educational program dedicated to academic excellence and the development of strong character in a safe and respectful learning environment.
Thank you. Approval of the, I need a motion for approval of the board meeting minutes, regular and closed minutes of May 16th, 2022.
Motion.
Second.
Mrs. Brogan?
Aye.
Mrs. Ranieri?
Aye.
Jill Brogan?
Aye.
Mrs. Neese? Aye. Mr. Sterling?
Aye.
Mr. Thompson?
Aye.
Any awards and recognitions?
Yes, hopefully my last person showed up, so let me go check.
Dr. Herb will be subbing for
Jason, okay. If we have any comments from the community, they need to be tuned in shortly.
There is a moment, they're hoping that push up, so. So for any of you who have followed track or our spring seasons at all, know that this was difficult in the sense that the temperatures were cold, there was a lot of rain and a lot of wind. And with that being said, we have some athletes that did some incredible things throughout this season, ultimately qualifying for state even. So I am going to pass the baton over to two former students of mine. So aging myself there, who have done a great job of leading our boys and girls track team, Nate Dobson and Jared Richardson. So coaches, if you would take it over.
So as she stated, not only this year, but especially for the three seniors that we had go down, their entire high school career was kind of a hot mess. Freshman year, we had a normal season. Sophomore year, COVID. Junior year, 8-week season, what is traditionally 17 weeks. And then this year, we had about 5 meets get canceled because of weather. And when you're taking meets away, it takes away opportunity for athletes to get better and improve. And then running in the halls doesn't really help with knees. Really counterproductive. That being said, Hannah's commitment to the track team and the track program and just bettering herself, no words can really put that in. Nothing can really say anything about that, considering her high school career and what she's been given, the hand she was dealt and how she played it. She is #2 all-time school history in the 100-meter dash. No, yeah, school, sorry. #1 in the 100, #2 in the 200, #2 in the 400. She was a part of the school record 4x1, 4x2, and 4x4 team, all three of which went down to state her freshman year. She is qualified for state in the 100 as a freshman, qualified for state in the 400 her junior year on the shortened season, and this year with shortened meets. If there was no COVID, she would have definitely qualified again for state, probably in the 4, possibly the 1. That being said, all she's ever done is taken hardship and always outshine. She has taken coaching changes, having 3 different coaches within 4 years, and she still produces results. She never once complains. She's always out there working, not only helping better herself, but her teammates by showing them and leading by example of what it takes to be a dedicated athlete on and off the field, or on the track, I should say. So Hannah is continuing to run in college. We're leaning towards Whitewater, I believe. Whitewater. But given the situation, given her high school career, Hannah's one of the most decorated athletes to ever come out of Harlem. And I can't be proud enough of her to be here for the past 4 years and watch her grow from that freshman that we're like, ooh, this girl's good, to the young lady she is now, and the representative she is of Harlem. And I know she's going to go on to do wonderful things. And the great thing is it's only at Whitewater, so we can all take a little journey up there. They got a great track. And then we also had Emma Rich, who qualified in discus. She's not here today. It's her sister's birthday, actually, so they're out in Chicago. Same thing. Emma's a senior. Freshman year, she sat behind some great athletes that we had, some of the best that's ever come through Harlem, and she took that and she grew and she learned from it. Sophomore year, it was her time to shine. Then we had COVID. Last year, shortened season, she just missed qualifying for state as a junior, a few inches. This year, she came out right away. She knew what her goal was. It was state qualifying. It was state or bust. And she accomplished that right at the section meet. Emma, she's continued this tradition we've had of great throwers, both on the girls' and boys' side, which is why Riley's here too. She's had a great influence. Her dad is Lyle Rich, who's produced some of the best throwers this school's ever seen. And even with that influence, she has still just worked. You would see, if you've ever driven by the high school in the summer, that's her outside throwing. She comes to the high school every day and throws. Doesn't matter the weather, she'll be up there throwing. She'd be up there lifting. That's the dedication she put in. And I wish she was here to get the acclimates that she deserves. But she's always worked herself to be better and to better herself. And along with Hannah, those two have really been the cornerstone of our track program for the past 4 years. The great thing is, now they're gonna go be the cornerstone of Whitewater, because they're both going together. So, that being said, our 2022 state qualifiers were Hannah Billido in the 400 meter dash, and Emma Rich in the discus. And as a first year head coach, I couldn't be more proud of the dedication those two brought to the program and brought to Harlem, and how they've represented themselves at the state meet, throughout the year, throughout different meets as Harlem athletes. So, Hannah Billido.
And this was my first year as head coach at Harlem too. And last year it felt like track was maybe going to fall off the face of the earth. We had like 20 kids out. We weren't traveling very many. It was kind of bleak. A lot of the invites were getting canceled. So this year, you know, for us, it was all about getting kids at Harlem interested in track again. So we got 60 people out or something like that, and we had 20 or 25 people in the throwing group, and I think Riley played a big part in that. He's one of the hardest working athletes I've ever seen. He's out there, like anytime you go to the high school, he's just out there. He was throwing around the bigger disc 2 days after the state meet to get ready for college. Didn't even really take any of a break. So this year, you know, we had 30 or 35 freshmen and sophomores. So we were really getting beat up bad at the invites. Riley and Kishan, who isn't here right now, were the ones consistently scoring points for us when we weren't scoring any points. It's maybe the best group of freshmen we've had in the history of the school, but you kind of have to wait for that to translate into, you know, success as a team. So Riley and Kishan really kind of helped to keep the fire burning. You know, they got downstate, they showed kids what they can accomplish. And so I just think, you know, he played an incredible part in that. And he had this incredible run this season. I don't even think he lost until, what, like the sectional meet or something like that, or? Oh, yeah. Which maybe was the one right before, oh, it's just in the shot before conference or whatever. But he even beat like one of the top thrower in state or in the middle of the season. So, so just at a time where I think we were, you know, the younger guys on the team were going out to these invites and kind of getting beaten up a little bit. Riley showed, you know, this is what you can do if you dedicate yourself over the course of 4 years. So he's going to be throwing at St. Xavier next year, and I guarantee we're going to see some big things from him. We get Keyshawn back next year, so we're excited about that. And so, yeah, Riley.
So we can get a picture with you and Dr. Yargo and Mr. Sterling.
First graduate.
Did you get it, Coach?
Did you get it?
Yeah.
Also gonna want it Whitewater, so I will. What's her name? So she's gonna do breakfast.
There is one more person
I'll
out
be
there.
there cheering on.
Coach, did your runner make it?
We got someone else out there?
Can you make it?
No.
Best of luck, congratulations, you guys.
Thanks for having us.
Congratulations.
Congratulations, guys.
Congratulations again, thank you.
Yeah, did a great job not writing it down, though. Stay down.
Okay, those are the commissions. Moving on to comments from the community. Our first comment is from Rebecca Carlson.
Good evening. Last month at our meeting, it was brought up by one of the board members that bullying and harassment needs to be looked into by the public as much as the mask mandates and the library books and et cetera. Let's talk about bullying a little bit. I came in here for the past 2 years, over and over and over, to discuss harassment by my then director, who's been the director for 7 years in the department. At the point, I finally had to file a uniform grievance against her for harassment. It was told to me by the superintendent that you hired that that's just her personality and get used to it. I really don't think it's appropriate. Then we talk about the former superintendent of HR, who was so confrontational in a meeting that I was in a personal. If there had been no COVID-19 distance, I'm not sure he wouldn't be physically violent in that meeting. I shudder to think at his move now to a principal at an elementary school, what kind of classrooms he must have in those principal's office.
Stop, this needs to be closed session.
Yeah, this needs to be closed session, the way, what you're talking about right now, needs to be a closed session
Okay.
item, so.
Well, do you want me to stay for closed session, or?
One moment, we're gonna have to
We're
clear the
just gonna
room.
clear the
Yeah, we're
room.
just
Oh.
gonna- we're gonna clear-
Thank you. The total payables this period were $1,564,309.21. There were void checks of $64,724.98. There are two payrolls this period, and total amount of $6,848,616.05, for total expenditures of $8,412,925.26. Split out by fund, the education fund paid $7,196,877.01. The tort fund paid $10,080.88. The operations and maintenance fund paid $334,125.37. The debt service fund paid $127,645 even. The transportation fund paid $390,352.06. The IMRF Social Security Fund paid $295,945.08. And the Capital Projects Fund paid $57,899.86. For total expenditures again of $8,412,925.26. Are there any unanswered bill questions? That's it for bills.
Motion and a second for approval of the bills.
Motion.
Second.
Mrs. Ranieri?
Aye.
Joe Brogan?
Aye.
Mrs. Meeks? Aye. Mr. Sterling?
Aye.
Mr. Thompson?
Aye.
Abstain.
I'm sorry.
Okay, moving on to communications and committee reports. Our next regular board meeting will be July 11th, 2022 at 6 p.m. We had graduation. It was back at the BMO. Being able to see all the kids again. I have to work on the siren with the balloon drop for next year. You still did a great job. Kid looked amazing, sound was amazing, heard nothing but great things. Again, my thoughts and prayers go out to the family of Nathan Carlson. It's hard to lose a loved one, but also in the line of duty, so my thoughts and prayers. Semper Fi. Moving on to Joe Burrow.
Thank you. The next policy committee meeting will be June 27th, 2022 at 6 p.m. I want to say congratulations to all of our graduates. It was great to see everybody back at the BMO, and every year I'm always impressed by how great those kids decorate the hats. I want to say congratulations to Hannah and Emma and Riley. Great job for them and to the coaches. My condolences to the Carlson family and all who knew Nathan. Please keep the district informed of any of the arrangements. I have a quick question. Josh, Dr. Yarborough, has the board had any input on the contract with the certified staff? Have we had any input as far as being on the negotiating team or?
Like this year, right?
Right, this year. No?
So we talked about what the team layout was at one of the meetings, and then we gave an update on where things stood in another meeting. That was it.
Okay. Thank you. I would like to address a rumor lie that is going around that Mrs. Barogan and myself had some type of input on the contract with certified staff, resulting in them not getting everything they want. I want to make it clear, board members are not on the negotiating team. We haven't really heard anything on the contract as of yet. This is also not how a board works. There are 7 members, each with their own voice and own vote. How can we expect more from our students when some of the adults create and spread lies? It's wrong, it's a lie, and it's bullying. That is all I have.
Sorry.
Evan.
Yep. Evelyn.
Good
evening, everyone. First, I'd like to thank Mr. Rollinson for doing a wonderful job this evening with the pledge. Nice to see you. Also, I want to thank everyone for their comments tonight from the community, the people that did speak. And also, I like the artwork. It's nice to see the artwork, especially the snowman, with it being the way it is outside right now. It cools me off. I also want to.
Mrs. Meeks, there's something behind you too, just.
Oh, I didn't see that. I thought that's right.
Was that done for all my requests?
Just as a placeholder right now until we get more stuff.
Okay.
So there you go.
And then I also want to say congratulations to the class of 2022. I always can never, it seemed like a tongue twister
Yeah,
trying to
keep on
say
saying
that.
that, yeah.
We had 390 students graduate this year. I attended the graduation walkthrough on Thursday. We had one student that graduated. I think his name was it Riley?
Yeah, he was
That
late.
He was here tonight?
Yeah.
Yeah, that was our
He was our first
It's
ever.
'cause he couldn't be at graduation because he was at track.
Yeah, right.
So congratulations to him. And then also to all the students that graduated on Saturday, I want to wish them good luck and success as they start their new journey. And to always come back and visit Harlem and let us know how, especially to come back and visit the young kids, let them know how it is to, to start their new journey. So they can wish for finishing high school and going to college or getting some type of career. And also, I did attend the senior walkthrough. I didn't get a chance to go to all the schools, but I did go to some, and the few that I did go to, it was just nice seeing the students come through, and then for the little students that had siblings, just to see their expressions, to see the kids coming through with their caps and gowns on. And then some of the schools I attend, the staff, excellent, the principals, everybody. And you can tell at some of the schools, well, the schools I did attend, that they all work well and they're all appreciative of each other. It was like a family setting. It was just really nice just to get a chance to see, just to be able to. I've always said in the past I was going to get a chance to attend the schools, but I still haven't. But hopefully next year I'll get a chance to go and visit each and every one of them. But it was just nice to walk through and to be greeted real nice from the beginning to the end, just to walk through and just to feel the warmth and comfort in those hallways and in each one of the students. Let me see. My condolences to the Carlson family. It's sad when you lose someone, but it's really, really hard when it comes to a child. That's a pain that I don't wish on anyone. I experienced it twice, so I know what it is to lose a child. So I have my condolences to them. And then what else? I think, oh yeah, the equity meeting will be June 20. Wait a minute. June.
You got it.
I'm all messed up all over everywhere.
June 23rd, it's right there, it's
Oh, yeah, right here. June 27th.
Nope, that's policy. Right here.
June 23rd at the Harlem Administration Center, 8605 North 2nd Street at 4:30, so I'm looking forward to that. And I know there's more things that I was planning on saying, but I can't remember, so I'll either come back later on and make comments or next time, but thank you.
Thank you. Kurt Thompson.
All right, evening. It's always hard following Evelyn, who covers everything and does it so well. I'll keep mine short and brief. Congratulations to all the graduates. It was great to attend the ceremony. It was done. Everyone had to put that together. Great day to be back at the BMO, especially before the weather got all hot and crazy terrible. So enjoy the summer while we are. And then, yes, thoughts and prayers with the family and friends of Nathan Carlson. As a father, it's just hard to put that, have that, but doing it for our country is some condolences. So, yes, thoughts and prayers with the family and friends of Nathan. That ends my report, except for we will have the next Business Services Committee meeting July 6th. So finish your barbecue, come on in, 6 o'clock right here. Josh is gonna nail it. We had a packed house last time and I hope to double it this time.
We had a record crowd.
We had two.
2 people.
2 people. So.
Is that counting you?
No.
It was, yeah, we did have two.
Yeah, we had two.
It was a record.
Yeah. So that concludes my report. Thank you.
Thank you. Let's hope to get 4. Sue Brogan.
Ditto what a lot of said. Congratulations to the graduates. I don't even think we needed the plants on the stage this year because nobody tried to do flips and stuff off. Everybody was very well behaved.
He waited till we got down.
Oh, did he? Oh, I missed it, so,
Right.
way to go,
Way
good
to
job.
go.
And the plant's quite covered for him.
Yeah. I guess the plants hid him from us, so, yeah. Congratulations to Riley. I know it probably, you enjoyed competing in track and field, and could not make your graduation day. So it was nice to have it at practice. Congratulations to all the track and field team, Hannah, Emma, Rich, Riley, Kishawn, all of them with that. And to the coaches. I know, as they said, it's been a rough few years with COVID and meets being canceled and the weather. The weather just did not cooperate this year at all. But at least it wasn't as hot as it was today. We might have had some injuries there. Condolences to Nathan Carlson and his family. And I'd also like to send the condolences from Harlem out to Texas. And know that I think every school throughout the United States is again looking at all of their protocols that are in place, and it's just a heartfelt thoughts and prayers out to them all. You expect to send your students to school and be safe, and unfortunately in this day and time there's people out there that don't honor, appreciate the young minds that we have coming forward, and it's sad. So that will end my report. Thank you.
Thank you. I'd like to also have an announcement that the next Education Committee meeting will be June 21st at 2022 at 6 p.m. Sharon Renee.
Mine's pretty much, I'm always last, so ditto to everybody. I do, my condolences to the Carlson family. Also congratulations to Riley and Emma and Hannah, because my kids went to the Warhawks, so yeah, my kids went to Whitewater. They have great athletes there, just so you know. And I attended, well, this is my second graduation, but the first time at the center, and I loved it. It was amazing that everybody did a great job, and I wanted to thank Evelyn too, because Evelyn, these are a lot of my firsts, and Evelyn's taken me under her wing and takes me everywhere, and we all went to all the schools, got to see all the kids, and they're high-fiving everybody, so thank you, Evelyn, too, for helping me out and guiding me, so, and that ends my report.
Can I say something?
Yeah, sisters.
How could I forget this? I was a track runner. Not a star, but I did track from middle school to high school, and I want to apologize to Hannah, Emma, and Riley, wishing them good luck, and as they continue doing what they like to do best. And I was a distant runner, but whenever we were short, I was a sprinter. I didn't like doing that, but my coach, he would always stick me in, because during the week I was practicing my distant run, and then we have a meet. Evelyn, I need you to go ahead and sprint. I'm like, but again, that's all I have to say, and thank you.
Thank you. Turn this over to administrative reports. Dr. Michelle.
Thank you. I have a few items this evening. The first one is overnight travel. We did have some middle schoolers who qualified for state, and our high school boys who qualified for state, so that has already occurred. You had received notification in regards to that. It came in after the last meeting. And then we have two this summer, one of them being vet back from June 27th to July 1st, and that's taking place in Holmes County Civil Rights leader interviews. And then the second one is July 14th and 15th, and that is the dance team going to University of Iowa for a camp and some competition. My next item is, tonight I'm asking for approval of our district consolidation plan. This plan, the directors and I presented at our last board meeting. It is how we shared how our funds are used together instead of in silos, so we make the best use of our money, and that we are going in a similar direction. One of the fortunate parts is having a long-range plan and having the focuses we've had has made it really easy as a group to keep us on the same page. So I'm asking for approval for that. And then the final item that I have is asking for approval to the addition to the discipline matrix. As I shared at the last meeting, we discovered that vaping really didn't fall anywhere, and so we're aligning it to the smoking violations and adding that to our code as we move forward for this next school year.
Thank you. Josh Rind.
All right, I only have 17 items tonight. The first item is a recommendation to approve a resolution declaring surplus at almost every building in the high school, or in the district, but the high school, McChesney, the administration center, Parker, Marquette, the middle school, Ralston, and Olson Park. Questions on that? Okay, next I have a recommendation to approve a facility request. There is one with an organization called Tri-M with Tim Perry at the high school in December. Questions there? Okay. So earlier this evening, we held a public hearing regarding a recommendation to transfer $350,000 from the Ed Fund to the Transportation Fund to provide certain funding for costs related to the bus purchase expenses. So I would ask the board to approve that transfer this evening. Any questions on that? Okay. Next is a recommendation to accept the April 2022 Treasurer's Report. Next month will be the last one before the audit. So are there any questions on the Treasurer's Report?
None.
Okay. Next is a recommendation to approve an agreement with Menard Consulting, Inc. to conduct actuarial services for the FY22 audit at a cost of $2,700 for this year and $300 for the FY23 audit. This is a GASB 75 actuarial, it's called OPEB, so it's a pension obligation. So this guy does the actuarial report and it rolls into our audit. So every other year we have to do it, and then on the off year, it's like a roll up, just a brief number. So I think this is the same rate as what a couple of years ago. Any questions on that? Okay. Next is a recommendation to approve award of bid to Waste Management of WM of Illinois for waste recycling services in the amount of, this is an average amount over the 3 years. It's a 3-year agreement for $6,876.29. We did have Waste Management and Rock River bid. This is quite an increase over what we've had in the past. So it's really,
Competition is good.
yeah, so really the only two.
Josh, can you repeat that amount?
Sure. It is $6,876.29 as an average.
Do you have the number of where it was the last time, by the way, just to make,
2,900?
yeah, just to make it sting?
Are there any other questions on that recommendation? Okay, so next is the MOU with DLA. So I'm gonna pass around, grab the packet, the information from that. So the actual recommendation is to approve a memorandum of understanding with DLA Architects to provide the CTE program addition and remodeling project of Harlem High School. So this is the latest plans mock-up. Only slight changes since the last, really very minor changes since the last time we spoke. So I wanted you guys to have the latest plans. We did bring in some square footage for the business lab and the arts and humanities, so we tried to address a space in all of the departments that we worked with in there. This also does have the on-site health clinic in there, and we did survey our staff, and we got 388 responses, and only 9% said they wouldn't use it. So over 90% said that they would use the clinic on site. We asked a bunch of other questions, but a lot of it was feedback, just like questions on hours and what the clinic would have and like kind of the nitty gritty details that we can kind of use as we begin to develop what that might look like. There's also a bond timeline in there beginning in November and funding in February. We are proposing to use a construction manager for this project who would be on site and schedule all the bids of the actual work. We sent those requests for qualifications off today. Oh, did we want to see if a couple people are interested in sitting in those interviews as time? So if up to 2 board members would like to be part of that process of having a couple that we pick come in and interview them about their qualifications to a construction manager project, we're happy to have a couple of board members.
If you have the schedule, that'd probably be helpful to see
Yeah.
timing.
We're looking at that day of the June 27th to June 28th, just on what lines up for schedules.
Okay.
Maybe
You send her
we'll-
an email and just
Let's
see
send
who
an email out
responds.
with those ranges and see, okay,
That'd be
yeah,
perfect.
that sounds good. So, I think that's most of the updates, Dr. Yarbrough or
And
Dr.
we also
Everett?
have Dr. Boyce here too, if there's any questions, from the board that they have, we're looking at it. I just think this is phenomenal, for our kids. But-
So there is just a short funding summary there that
That's
was
what I
right
was
in the
just.
note too. Go ahead.
My question is there a possibility to receive more, local fundraising or fundraising and grants?
Yes, so the
going
key
forward,
word with
right?
this is going to be flexibility, as prices come and go, and as we design the square foot, and even the funding piece. Like the top 2 are pretty locked in. The fundraising / grant of $750, it might be well over that. Because you also look at the MOU, and there's $730,000 in contingency there too, so we're really gonna have to see what prices happen if we need that. So we'll make sure there's flexibility so that we can address, yeah, we'll get as much of that as possible, like, if we can reduce some of the, because right now, 1 million of that would be local, just funds we have on hand, but if we can get further, whether it's legislator commitments or sponsorships or whatever we can get, yeah, we would maximize that, because this only equals 14.7, and it's up to 15,250, so we'll stay on top of it, and that's what the construction manager will also be really good with, is as we design all this out, what do the bid packages look like, what are we seeing in the market, and that,
Yeah.
so.
And we got Ms. Lawrence behind the scenes.
Yes.
Fundraising, trying to fundraise
She's-
like crazy. so-
She's working hard on that already, so yeah, I think that 750 number might be low, but I don't wanna
Right,
because we
right.
just don't know yet, but, yep, absolutely.
Naming rights for the building.
There you
Sell that
go.
placard right there.
What questions does the board have about this anyway? So this will initiate them, we're really doing the detailed plans, and then the plan is to have the construction manager recommendation to you guys next month in July.
So, looking at this, what is the plan for groundbreaking? Date,
Next spring when it thaws.
next one.
So if you, yeah, because they're gonna need, let's say till December, to develop all of those plans in conjunction with the construction manager, and then what do the bid packages look like, and from a timing standpoint, what's the market inflation look like?
Lining up the companies, getting HVAC online, because even right now,
Some of it's a year out, right? But I think that's, if you're talking April, that should be enough time to have it done the next summer. So, and the construction manager will help with all the scheduling of that kind of time stuff, so.
so they start speccing it out now, and they can start getting those things in the pipeline. So every couple months, you're getting another 10% addition to it.
Yeah, but then if you go too early, people are nervous about what's gonna be in the future too, so it's really gonna be a sweet spot where.
And that's where the
everything's gonna-
professional,
Yeah, it's important to have someone that's an expert in this on-site advocating for us daily, so. And then we'll talk too, like, when we discuss this, typically they come monthly to update the board.
Maybe updates and things like that. So that's gonna be, yeah.
So you would have real-time updates on it, so.
Another thing too, and Mr. Rand had pointed it out, when we originally gave you the proposal, there was like a phase 1, phase 2, and that's why we're really excited about this, because we put everyone that was represented is on here now. as opposed to it being a phase 2 later. So this is incorporating everyone, which is good, so.
Yeah, what were the call-outs of what got phased out, for lack of a better term?
Yeah.
We kind of went through that in the meeting, but if you want to refresh that in case anyone did not hear that.
Yeah, there were some big numbers in there for business in a couple classrooms. It was like 600,000, so we had them just scale that down a little bit. We feel like a portion of that will be fine for those business. And
We were gonna do a cafe, but we're figuring we can do that. We can accomplish the things that we were gonna do with the cafe without having a
yeah,
dedicated space to that.
There were-
You wanna, is that accurate?
Yeah, yeah. We've got a couple different ideas with existing spaces or even more creative stuff, food truck perhaps, something like that, so.
there was a second culinary space on there too, but they've already made some renovations. So when we talked to them further, the renovation they made on that space, that it's functional for them, so they will get that full blown-out kitchen with all new equipment on there. And if you look at what that culinary and equipment piece on there, it's pretty extensive.
So it helps. Thank you.
And like I said, there'll be tweaks coming and going. And this will be kind of an ebb and flow for the next probably 6 months.
Like the food truck idea. Yeah. Cheaper than a building and mobiles.
Any other questions on that?
No, I'm excited. So thank
Yeah.
you.
Yes, thank you to everyone. Everyone played a part in this. There were so many people that were part of this and pushed this, and so thank you, everyone.
Yeah, I'd like to thank everybody who was involved in this, because I know we've been talking about doing something like this for a few years.
Yes.
And for us to finally get it into motion.
Well, they've been talking about moving the welding since the 80s, so.
Yeah.
They need to, safety, and it needs to happen, so. This will allow Harlem to be competitive for the next 20, so.
Are we good? I have a bunch of softwares now, so
Yes.
Mrs. Logan would love to answer questions. All right, so I'll run through these. Next is a recommendation to approve an agreement with Springboard Professional Learning for 2 3-day professional development trainings at a cost of $14,400, paid with Title II funds. And there should be memos or paragraphs on all of these in there. Are there any questions on the Springboard? Okay. Next is a recommendation to approve an agreement with Edpuzzle for a 1-year subscription for a total cost of $12,264, paid with ESSER 3 funds. Next is a recommendation to approve an agreement with Quaver Music for a 1-year subscription for a total cost of $11,760, paid with Title IV funds. And I did request they bring all these to one meeting so that we could get them all done. So that's why.
If you come to business services, you get the deeper dive as well, so highly recommend it.
Yeah.
Quaver.
Still trying.
Are we using that right now?
Yes.
Okay, I thought I remember we doing this when I was at business services, so, yeah.
Next is a recommendation to approve an agreement with Teaching Strategies Gold for a 1-year subscription at $7,010, paid with Preschool for All 3 to 5 grant funds. And that is a requirement of that. Any questions on it? All right, next is a recommendation to approve an agreement with Mystery Science for a 1-year subscription at a total cost of $10,600, paid with local funds. Any questions on Mystery Science? Okay, next is a recommendation to approve an agreement with Curriculum Associates for grades K through 8 for a 1-year subscription at a total cost of $159,040.40, funded by ESSER 3. Any questions on Curriculum Associates?
Just a call out on that, as we discussed in the meeting, was let's watch it, let's see how it's used, compare it versus the first year when we started to use it pre-COVID. It was useful for COVID, but once those ESSER funds go around with the cost that's involved in this, let's see how useful it is, what we can trim or not trim based on its effectiveness in a normal year. So I think that kind of goes for a lot of this software, is a lot of it is ESSER funded. So we need to get the game plan now, so when those funds run out, we're ready to see what stays, as I was saying, then what gets kicked off the island for what is really beneficial for our kids and what justifies the cost. So, again, nothing yet, but just let's let's be making sure we're documenting the usage, the effectiveness of all of these, so when we have to make the tough choices, if we do, we're ready to do so with some information.
I agree.
Any other questions or comments? Next is a recommendation to approve an agreement with DBQ Online for a one-year subscription at a cost of $3,750, funded by Title IV. Any questions on DBQ? Next is a recommendation to approve an agreement with Certiport for a one-year subscription for a cost of $1,339.47, funded by the curriculum instruction budget. And this is something that CNC used to pay for, but can no longer fund it, so they're asking us to pay for it. And this has to do with Microsoft certification for high school students. Any questions on it? Okay. Next is a recommendation to approve an agreement with McGraw-Hill for Connect One for a one-year subscription at a cost of $7,219.16, funded by the curriculum instruction budget. This relates to the dual credit program through RBC. For my last item, it's a recommendation to approve an agreement with Gizmos for a 2-year subscription at a total cost of $18,642.42, paid with ESSER 3 funds. Questions on that? That is my report tonight.
Thank you, sir. Turn it over to Dr. Shelley Maggie.
Good evening. This evening I have the recommendation to approve the personnel agenda and addendum. We have some big numbers tonight. It is a hiring season and it's summer school. So I'm going to separate what I would usually just say employments to employments and then summer school employments. So summer school employments are just for the summer. So I'm just going to separate them out for you. So typically, I would say 29 employments, and those are employments for folks that are coming on full-time, the regular positions that we would normally have, so we have 29 of those. For summer school, we have 50 extended school year positions. We have 11 middle school summer school positions, and 10 high school summer school positions. We also have 13 transfers, 1 food service sick leave request, 3 Federation Bank requests, and 13 resignations, and that'll end it for me tonight.
Thank you. Dr. Troy Huber.
Thank you. Before I start too, even though it's been said, I don't think it could be said enough. Our condolences again to the Carlson family. We knew Nathan, just a great kid, and obviously grew up to be a great young man as well. And so anything that we can do here for the family, please let us know. So, all right. So I have 3 FOIA requests here. The first one requested by Jeffrey Beatty on May 16th. Requesting information and documents regarding the April 19th, 2022 education meeting and May 16th, 2022 board meeting relative to the 8 challenge books and the district response dated on May 19th of 2022. Another FOIA submitted by Bryce Nelson on May 17th, 2022, requesting titles of all books for the past 10 years purchased for the high school library and the district response dated on May 19th, 2022. And then also a Freedom of Information Act request submitted on June 3rd, 2022 from Karina Zold, requesting incident reports for a specific student in the district response dated on June 8th of 2022. I also have here a request for approval for me to teach 2 virtual online courses for the first semester of 2022-2023. The first course is on August 29th of 2022 to October 22nd of 2022, and then the second course is on October 24th, 2022 to December 17th, 2022. Both online courses, really, it's an hour of contact time a week, so it's not a whole lot, which is good. But as we saw with virtual, there's there's a lot of things that you can do virtually, so I am requesting that. And that ends my report.
It's essentially an hour a week, isn't it?
Of contact time with the actual students. Obviously on my own time, I gotta plan and check stuff, but as far as actual contact time, it's only an hour where I have to be online with them and make sure that they did their assignments, that kind of thing. Any other questions? All right. Thank you. And hopefully I'm able to steal some graduates and bring them to Harlem. But anyway, that's whole nother conversation.
So education courses, clearly.
Yes.
All right. There, going to action items, okay,
Yeah,
Let's get on agenda.
yeah. Can I get a motion for A, B, and C for the consent agenda?
Motion.
Second.
Jill Brogan?
Aye.
Mrs. Meeks, aye. Mr. Sterling?
Aye.
Mr. Thompson?
Aye.
Mrs. Brogan?
Aye.
Mrs. Ranieri?
Aye.
Moving on to action items. 13A, can I get a motion to approve district consolidation plan?
Motion.
Second.
Jill Brogan?
Aye.
Mrs. Meeks, aye. Mr. Sterling?
Aye.
Mr. Thompson?
Aye.
Mrs. Brogan?
Aye.
Mrs. Ranieri?
Aye.
13B, approve, can I get a motion to approve addition of vaping to discipline matrix and conduct code?
Motion.
Second.
Mrs. Meeks, aye. Mr. Sterling?
Aye.
Mr. Thompson?
Aye.
Mrs. Brogan?
Aye.
Mrs. Ranieri?
Aye.
Jill Brogan?
Aye.
Can I get a motion to approve resolution declaring surplus property?
Motion.
Second.
Mr. Sterling?
Aye.
Mr. Thompson?
Aye.
Mrs. Brogan?
Aye.
Mrs. Ranieri?
Aye.
Jill Brogan?
Aye.
Mrs. Meeks, aye.
13D, can I get a motion to approve recommendation to transfer $350,000 from the education fund to the transportation fund to provide certain funding for costs related to bus purchase expenses?
Motion.
Second.
Mr. Thompson?
Aye.
Mrs. Brogan?
Aye.
Mrs. Ranieri?
Aye.
Jill Brogan?
Aye.
Mrs. Meeks, aye. Mr. Sterling?
Aye. 13E, can I get a motion to approve acceptance of April 2022 Treasurer's Report?
Motion. Second.
Mrs. Brogan?
Aye.
Mrs. Ranieri?
Aye.
Jill Brogan?
Aye.
Mrs. Meeks, aye. Mr. Sterling?
Aye.
Mr. Thompson?
Aye.
13F, can I get a motion to approve an agreement with Menard Consulting, Inc. to conduct actuarial services for the FY22 audit at the cost of $2,700 and $300 for the FY23 school year?
Motion.
Second. Mrs. Ranieri?
Aye.
Jill Brogan?
Aye.
Mrs. Meeks, aye. Mr. Sterling?
Aye.
Mr. Thompson?
Aye.
Mrs. Brogan?
Aye.
13G, can I get a motion to approve award to bid Waste Management of Illinois for waste recycling service?
Motion.
Second.
Jill Brogan?
Aye.
Mrs. Meeks, aye. Mr. Sterling?
Aye.
Mr. Thompson?
Aye.
Mrs. Brogan?
Aye.
Mrs. Ranieri?
Aye.
13H, can I get a motion to approve memorandum of understanding with DLA Architects to provide CTE program addition and remodeling project of Harlem High School?
Motion.
Second.
Jill Brogan?
Aye.
Mrs. Meeks, aye. Mr. Sterling?
Aye.
Mr. Thompson?
Aye.
Mrs. Brogan?
Aye.
Mrs. Ranieri?
Aye.
13I, can I get a motion to approve an agreement with Springboard Professional Learning for 2 3-day professional development training at a cost of $14,400 paid with Title II funds?
Motion.
Second.
Mrs. Meeks, aye. Mr. Sterling?
Aye.
Mr. Thompson?
Yes.
Mrs. Brogan?
Aye.
Mrs. Ranieri?
Aye.
Jill Brogan?
Aye.
13J, can I get a motion to approve an agreement with Edpuzzle for 1-year subscription for a total cost of $12,264 paid with ESSER 3 funds?
Motion.
Second.
Mr. Sterling?
Aye.
Mr. Thompson?
Aye.
Mrs. Brogan?
Aye.
Mrs. Ranieri?
Aye.
Jill Brogan?
Aye.
Mrs. Meeks, aye.
13K, can I get a motion to approve an agreement with Quaver Music for 1-year subscription for a total cost of $11,760 paid with Title IV funds.
Motion.
Second.
Mr. Thompson?
Aye.
Mrs. Brogan?
Aye.
Mrs. Ranieri?
Aye.
Jill Brogan?
Aye.
Mrs. Meeks? Aye. Mr. Sterling?
Aye. 13L, can I get a motion to approve an agreement with Teaching Strategic Gold for 1-year subscription at $7,010 paid with Preschool for All 3 to 5 grant?
Motion.
Second.
Mrs. Brogan?
Aye.
Mrs. Ranieri?
Aye.
Jill Brogan?
Aye.
Mrs. Meeks? Aye. Mr. Sterling?
Aye.
Mr. Thompson?
Aye.
13M, can I get a motion to approve an agreement with Mystery Science for a 1-year subscription for a total cost of $10,600 paid with local funds?
Motion.
Second.
Mrs. Ranieri?
Aye.
Jill Brogan?
Aye.
Mrs. Meeks? Aye. Mr. Sterling?
Aye.
Mr. Thompson?
Aye.
Mrs. Brogan?
Aye.
13N, can I get a motion to approve an agreement with Curriculum Associates for grades K through 8 for 1-year subscription at a cost of $159,040.40, funded by ESSER 3.
Motion.
Second.
Jill Brogan?
Aye.
Mrs. Meeks? Aye. Mr. Sterling?
Aye.
Mr. Thompson?
Yes.
Mrs. Brogan?
Aye.
Mrs. Ranieri?
Aye.
13O, can I get a motion to approve an agreement with DBQ Online for a 1-year subscription at a cost of $3,750, funded by the Title IV grant?
Motion.
Second.
Jill Brogan?
Aye.
Mrs. Meeks? Aye. Mr. Sterling?
Aye.
Mr. Thompson?
Aye.
Mrs. Brogan?
Aye.
Mrs. Ranieri?
Aye.
13P, can I get a motion to approve an agreement with the Certiport for a 1-year subscription at a cost of $1,339.47, funded by Curriculum and Instruction budget?
Motion.
Second. Mrs. Meeks? Aye. Mr. Sterling?
Aye.
Mr. Thompson?
Yes.
Mrs. Brogan?
Aye.
Mrs. Ranieri?
Aye.
Jill Brogan?
Aye.
13Q, can I get a motion to approve an agreement with McGraw-Hill Connect One for a 1-year subscription at a cost of $7,219.16, funded by Curriculum and Instruction budget?
Motion.
Second.
Mr. Sterling?
Aye.
Mr. Thompson?
Aye.
Mrs. Brogan?
Aye.
Mrs. Ranieri?
Aye.
Jill Brogan?
Aye.
Mrs. Meeks? Aye.
13R, can I get a motion to approve an agreement with Gizmos for a 2-year subscription at a total cost of $18,642.42, paid with ESSER 3 funds?
Motion.
Second.
Mr. Thompson?
Aye.
Mrs. Brogan?
Aye.
Mrs. Ranieri?
Aye.
Jill Brogan?
Aye.
Mrs. Meeks? Aye. Mr. Sterling?
Aye. 13S, can I get a motion to approve superintendent's request to teach 2 virtual online courses the first semester of 2022-2023 from August 29, 2022 to October 2022, October 22nd, 2022. There's a lot of twos right there. And October 24th, 2022 to December 17th, 2022 at Aurora University.
Motion.
Second. Mrs. Brogan?
Aye.
Mrs. Ranieri?
Aye.
Jill Brogan?
Aye.
Mrs. Meeks? Aye. Mr. Sterling?
Aye.
Mr. Thompson?
Aye.
All right, after all that, turn this over to announcements and discussion. Would you like to lead that off?
Yeah, I wanted to kind of talk with the board today, and everybody about, after what happened in Uvalde, Texas, what can we do to better protect our staff and students? I know I had emailed a couple ideas, regarding weekly safety checks at the school, getting either some type of a ladder or a chute or a slide for our secondary story classrooms. Let's see, having, if a student makes a threat, even if it is deemed that it's not anything, still having that student talk with the school psychologist, and also regular meetings with our school social workers. I understand our school social workers are filled to the brim, but what's to stop us from hiring more? I feel any student that's going to make a threat like that has something going on that needs to be addressed and needs to be monitored. I just wanted to hear everybody's take on that, different ideas that we have. I'm so many times before it's, oh, prayers, 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 but nothing ever changes. We need to look at ourselves and start making these changes.
Can we go a little higher level and have a report of what has been done? Like, certainly there's things that are currently in place, certainly there's policy that's in place that probably wouldn't hurt, to your point, review it and see what can be done, and then, you know, set a set check and schedule if there's one that currently doesn't exist.
Yeah, and this would probably fall into closed session as security procedures, because then you're gonna talk
Right.
about
Yeah.
stuff.
Okay.
So,
No secret locations of the buildings right now, yeah. But, I mean, again, higher level than that, I think that's a good point to do it, so nothing gets missed at that point, and then you have equal time and making sure things are checked into. I think this is important, and that this shines light in the worst way possible that we need to do stuff, so. Great ideas, and, you know.
I think also getting Dr. Boyce and the other principals in to just have that discussion on the protocols that we already have, but when we hear of a situation where a student makes a threat,
Yeah.
and you hear about it online first from parents getting calls from kids, and they're doing their due diligence, but getting that message out as soon as possible, especially when it's been determined that you've already got the kid in custody to speak with, and realize it isn't a threat, but you're still dotting I's, crossing T's, but Twitterverse and Facebook's blowing up with, you know, by kids in a shooting situation. So getting everybody together and just discussing what our current thing is, and maybe is there things that we can do a little bit better, and or having attachments to those same groups that they're vocal and they're letting you know about it right away, so that we can, because right now, I mean, we get that, and then we end up reaching out to you guys, and you guys are like, we're aware of it right now as well. So it's just, with today's technology, I mean, kids are reporting it as fast as we can, so just trying to figure out best ways to get that back to the parents so that they know what the situation is. And I think that's a good example as well.
Is there any cadence or meetings or things that can be set with as many different, you know, committees that we have? Like, this is something that's important that always is in motion to see how it can be approved or at least reviewed, right?
Mm-hmm.
Dr.
So, I can bring something to the next board meeting, to pull the things that you're asking for together. We do have a meeting with area first responders on active shooting and our response that is in July. Actually, the police and fire departments will be going through a 2-day training. They'll be meeting without school staff the first day, and then we're coming in the second day because they have to work through some of their processes and procedures as well. And then I believe Mr. Sterling and then Mrs. Meeks, you've received the invites for. We have a yearly meeting that occurs before the school year starts with our area first responders, where we have these conversations, some of the different things that come up. And then they also go through the buildings with the administrators to look for things too that we, from a different view than what we use as educators from day to day, looking for ways to help make sure our students and staff are safe.
Sure.
Yeah, and the training that all the administrators are going to be going through class on July 20th. And so, but also too, I mean, obviously we don't ever want to be having this conversation, but we keep having this conversation, right, nationally, and we, as a district, whenever these things unfortunately happen, we reflect on our processes and our procedures and what we're doing and what we maybe need to incorporate that's different for what we learned from the different situations. And so there's opportunities for us to do that, and like Dr. said, we can bring something back to the board as well, outlining some things that we have done, are doing, and what we're going to be tweaking, what we learned specifically in the last incident in Texas as well.
All right, so we'll have we'll have something, we have the July 20th, that's gonna do the.
Right,
that's-
but I can let you know
Well, we
all
can
the
do
stuff
that
we've done
early.
before that. I mean,
Yeah,
we're
no,
gonna
no,
have
but-
more, but
I'm just saying the July 20th is a walkthrough, but then even before up to that walkthrough, we got another board meeting in July 11th. So before that, we'll have something that we can present to you, okay?
so I'll bring something the 11th. We'll obviously be doing additional things shortly afterwards, but yes.
And if a board member has some input or ideas after this, would it be better to bring that to the educational committee? Because is that where you're gonna get the most administrators to it? Where would you like to see that go?
Yeah, where should it live?
Yeah,
That's a great question.
I think bringing that to the education committee, because
We have all the
we have all the
there.
administrators there.
And administrator for each building
And
now.
from each building.
so I think that's the way that we can focus those kind of things, is bring it back to the education committee, to bring it back to the board. So, because you're gonna have all those people in the same thing, I think that'll help us, like, even focus it.
Is there anything, like Josh is concerned, is there anything that for discussion of stuff with like closed session items and precautions to make sure that we don't give away any security or safety in any of these meetings?
Maybe you could just close session ed committee for the sensitive part.
Which can be done.
Okay.
Cool. I like that. All right, now, after doing all those, yes, and this one. So, I need a motion and a second to go into executive session to discuss employment of personnel, 5 ILCS 120-2C1, negotiations, 5 ILCS 120-2C2, pending litigation, 5 ILCS 120-2C11, student discipline, 5 ILCS 120-2C9. Nope, that's it. That's not-
Motion.
Second.
Mrs. Ranieri?
Aye.
Joe Brogan?
Aye.
Mrs. Meeks? Aye. Mr. Sterling?
Aye.
Mr. Thompson?
Aye.
Mrs. Brogan?
Aye.